Howdy! This is your friendly neighborhood physics teacher here to review you for your first exam. So I have a couple of questions here. This is your review, and then I'll go on a couple of tangents to make sure we understand what everything's going to be on the exam. So a little bit of a side note just about the exam. You will have 10 multiple choice. So you'll have 10 multiple choice questions, and you will have 5 free responses. Okay, so 10 multiple choice, 5 free responses. That's going to be on your test. So these are just some key things that I think are important for you to know for your exam. So you do have on your review, you do have a list of things I also added, but we're going to just go over these questions for right now. So what is a theory? We kind of touched on this when we did the talked about is she a witch, dealing with the Mighty Python. But basically a theory cannot be tested. A theory cannot be tested. So it cannot be tested. It can only be assumed, kind of like the Big Bang Theory. We assume that's one of the assumptions that happened to create the universe, but we can't go back in history and see for sure. So we have a lot of data that shows it, but we can't confirm it. That's the big thing. So it can't be tested, it can't be confirmed. It's just a very good, we think that's what it is, and we have some good evidence to agree with that, but it can't be like, yes, this is what happened. So now, your hypothesis. What is a hypothesis? A hypothesis can be tested. Okay? So, a hypothesis is, I believe I'm going to do amazing on this test. You can take your test, and you can say if your hypothesis is correct or is incorrect, which it will be correct because y'all are all amazing, and you have all watched this video, and this video will help you. And you've turned in your review for extra credit if you didn't get me yelling at you earlier in class. So, besides the point. So, hypothesis can be tested. It can be proven wrong. It can be proven right. A theory cannot be tested. It cannot be proven wrong. It cannot be proven right. Okay? So, it can only be theorized. That's why it's a theory. Okay, so moving on. So, what does accuracy mean and what does precision mean? We talked about this dealing with our Measure What lab. So if we are dealing with let's think about darts real quick. So if we're dealing with darts, if you were hitting constantly right here, so you're just like da 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 da. For some reason, you just keep pulling. You're pulling the left, pulling the left, pulling the left. So you are precise because you're hitting near the same area, but you are not accurate. Because accurate would be hitting the bullseye. So you're precise, but not accurate. I think I put precision, precise, but not accurate. We all know I can't spell. So you're precise, but not accurate. You can have a couple of choices. So we're going to go back to our dart. Kind of did a little bit of arm stretches. Bent down. You're like, yeah, I got this. I got this. You start throwing, and you're just all over the place. La, 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 la. Yeah, this is what happens when you're neither. You're not precise. You're not accurate. You're neither. You're going all over the place. You have no idea what you're doing. No consistency whatsoever. So you're like, okay, that didn't work. So we're going to try again. So your first try, boom, bam, right in the center. Pretend like that was in the center. I kind of missed it. Bam, right in the bullseye. Got the full points for darts. You're golden. But you try to hit a few more. You're like, I got this now, but all of a sudden you go crazy and la 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 la. Yeah, that didn't work so well. So you're accurate once. So you have one accurate. Okay, you have one accurate mark. That's about it. You have one accurate mark, nothing else. But then you went home, got a good night's rest, had some Wheaties, got all ready for it. You came back and showed everyone what's boss, and you were just like, right on the money. This means you are accurate, even though I'm not accurate at spelling things. Accurate and precise. You're accurate and precise because you're hitting on the bullseye and you're doing it multiple times. So there's kind of like your 4 little choices for that. You can be precise but not accurate. You can be accurate once and then nothing else. You can be neither, or you can be accurate and precise. That's about your choices there. So, let's see here. What is the best graph to use when you're comparing something to time? So this is when we're dealing with rates. So anytime you're dealing with rates, so that's like meters per second. So let's do with some velocity, because we learned about that today in class. Yeah, we learned about that today in class. So if we're dealing a line graph and we're dealing with, so you want time here and you want like distance on this side. Distance. Okay, get another color. Green. Okay, so time and distance. So anytime the best thing is to be a line graph so you can see that relationship. Okay, and showing a line graph. So line graph is the best one to see that relationship. So basically you can see as distance increases, as time increases, distance increases, or whatever information is given to you. But anytime you're dealing with time, because you're dealing with rates, the best graph is a line graph. You'll be dealing with a lot of line graphs in physics. So learn to love them. So now, what unit metric base would you use for mass? So we're just talking about the bases. So the base that goes with mass is grams. The base that goes with length is meters. The base that goes with volume is liters. So, yep, that's what they measure. And of course, you go through you add all the prefixes to the mix, and it still measures mass, length, and volume. It just deals with different sizes. But those are all the bases. Okie dokie. So, this is the greatest question ever. Greatest question ever. So I gotta pull in my maroon pen here. Greatest question ever. So if Miss Heath goes to Texas A&M game in her painted overalls, which she does, how many whoops will she receive? The cool thing about this, all the numbers in the little box above is related to Texas A&M because it's awesome. So, but this is a dimensional analysis. So we have to go from her one painted overall to how many whoops. So because we're having to do so much, I'm going to use the railroad tracks. Again, remember, you can use any method you would like, just as long as it's not looking on your neighbor's paper. So when you're using railroad tracks, you always put your given in this area right here. So our given is one painted overall, and I'm just going to do OP because I'm going to do PO, sorry, not OP, whatever. So 1 painted overall. But we can go from painted overalls to gig'ems. So from 5 painted overalls, we can get 2011 gig'ems. And then we can go from gig'ems to saw 'em off. So from 1,118 gig'ems, you can get to 1,999 saw 'em off. And then we can go to 417 saw 'em off to 1871 Reveilles. I'm just going to put R for Reveille. And we can go from 68,603 Reveilles to 12 whoops. At this point in time, you would multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and divide. And you pull out your handy dandy calculator for that. Times do 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 do. This is Miss Heath trying to use her calculator and sing at the same time. This is a really long number. This is what happens when you use really big numbers. Oh, wait, hold on. No, this is when you start yelling at me, Miss Heath, but you forgot to cancel out to make sure everything, you get what you need. So, painted overalls, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Gig'ems, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Saw 'em offs, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Reveilles, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. We want whoops. Yay! Okay, so, crisis averted. We made sure our units are in the right spot, but not crisis averted because I am using the wrong color. How dare I use purple instead of maroon? The best question ever. So that's the one on top. And the one on bottom. Going back to elevator music. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yes, that's not really elevator music, but you know, you get the drift. Another horrible, horrible number. It's one of those when you think you have a good idea and then you actually start doing the math and you're like, why did I do this? Okay, there's no units on bottom, so now you just divide those two numbers. I'm in the process of trying to make my calculator work and it's not working. So you just divide those and get your number if you make your calculator work. I will come back to that after I sit here and yell at my calculator some more because it's not working. Nope, okay. So, it'd be that many whoops. Now, I gave you some really, really weird things to convert to. Maybe we might give you some really, really weird things to convert you on the test. Maybe. So, for the ones that, little side note, the ones that want to know about A&M, so the 5 comes from the 5 Yale leaders. The 2011 is when I graduated with my bachelor's from A&M. Now, the next one, you make it all one big number. So, on November 18th, 1999, that's when we had a great tragedy at A&M. It's when the bonfire fell. On February 17th, 1871 is when we were founded. The 68,603 is the amount of current as of 2017 students that were enrolled at Texas A&M, and then 12 is, the 12th man. So, little side note there, a little plug-in for A&M. And sorry about the waste of not letting my calculator work, but yeah, there we go. So, I might know how to do random stuff like that. So, and then today in class, we talked about some energy. We filled out our nice little forms here. So I would definitely know how to fill out this little form here. So for a variable name, that's when you're actually writing out your name. And I'm going to do my best trying to stay in the area. So for the first one, KE, so we have KE, we have M, and we have V. So KE is kinetic energy. I'm about to run out of room for energy. Kinetic energy. The unit that is represented with energy is joules. M stands for mass, and that is always in kilograms. Kilograms. Next thing is V, that is velocity. That is in meters per second. Spelled out meters per second. So there we go. I would definitely know that. Another thing that would be really good to know kind of with energy, anything that says energy, the unit that goes with it is joules. Anytime you see energy, it's asking for the unit, it's going to be joules. Great thing to know. So I would, I'm going to give you all a couple of hints. So a couple of good practice problems to look at. So a couple of hints. So on your mixed calculations, I would definitely look at number 4. That would be a good one to look at. For your metric conversions, or your metric practice problems, I have no idea what happened here. I think that was a CE. Practice problems, I would look at number 15 and number 14. For your dimensional analysis, extra problems, I would look at number 3. So yeah, those are all good practice problems to look at. Hint. Okay. So those are some good practice problems to look at. Now, if you need any English to metric or metric to English conversions, we will give that to you on the test. One thing you do need to memorize is your stairwell. But I've said this in a few classes, so if I haven't said in yours yet, I'm going to say it now so everyone can hear it. So there is kind of a little deal, some of y'all say King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk type of thing. But I'm going to write out the stairwell here, and I have a little saying that, a couple little things to help you that might help you remember. So we have giga, we have mega, and then we have kilo, hecta, hecto, deca, base, deci, centi, milli. Then we have micro, nano. So my saying only kind of goes with this set right here. So my saying is kiss her daily because divorce costs money. So kiss her daily because divorce costs money. And if we look at that, the K is kilo, H is hecto, deca. Now, deca, the abbreviation for deca is DA, same thing as daily. Base, you have your meters, your liters, your grams. Deci, centi, milli. Now, again, so we have deca, DA, daily. Both of the D's, both of the D's are ones, just deca. So daily is +1, deci is -1. So kiss her daily is a positive statement. So those are all your positive numbers. Divorce costs money is a negative statement. So you have all your negative numbers. Another thing is centi has cent in it, so cost. Milli, think millions, so money. Because, which is very basic. Another thing to think about is basic starts with a 0, and then you just count outward. So go to the positive saying, to the negative saying. So mega, so the words mega and giga sound big. Mega, giga. So they just kind of sound big. And mega is 10 to the 6, giga is 10 to the 9. One way to remember which one's 9, which one's 6 is G comes before M in the alphabet. So they both sound big. One's got to be 9, one's got to be 6. G's the biggest because it comes first in the alphabet. Then we have micro. We have micro, and then we have nano. So micro, think about like microbiology, really small. Nano, think like nanobots. The way you can help remember nano is nano starts with an N, and so does 9. So small, so it's got to be a -9. I have no idea how to help you with micro. It's -6. Those are going to be your big ones that you need to know. So kind of hopefully that helped with the saying and little tricks along the way, helping you memorize the metric system. We do have a Kahoot. Just remember that on the Kahoot there is a mistake. Sorry. So deci is -1, not 1 like it says it is on the Kahoot. And so you do have the Kahoot. You do have your metric stairwell remastery that's up on Schoology. Let's see here. Did I forget anything? So those are just the brief explanations. If you need to want to touch on how to do specific problems, I would go back to my videos about doing your metric practice problems on Schoology and your dimensional analysis practice problems on Schoology. I would look at those videos to know kind of step by step on what to do. Hopefully you have a wonderful night. Happy studying. Bye.